Then second was 6 things to avoid. Third was 6 things to do. And here is the 6 things you should keep in your mind while dealing with others as a devotee. So here Rupa Goswami said, Dadati pratigranati guhyam akhyati prachati bhunkate bhojate chaiva sadavidhi pratilakshanam. Now here says that these are the 6 symptoms. If you can see that how you are progressing in your path. 6 symptoms. And this is how you should behave with the other devotees. So, dadati pratigranati. So, giving in charity. Very, very important. You help other devotees. Whatever is their need, even before they're asking, you can understand and just give it to them what they need. So, that is very important. Giving in the gifts in the charity to the other devotee, or poor, or needy person, or sick person, whosoever. Whosoever is in the need, you give in the charity. Then, accepting. Dadati means the giving. Pratigranati means accepting. If somebody gives you a gift, you don't say, oh, I am not a beggar. Please take it. If he is giving with love, please accept it. Even it might be insignificant. Doesn't matter. So, exchange of gifts is a very important principle, or charity is a very important principle for a devotee. Then, revealing guhyam akhyati prachyati, revealing one's mind. So whatever is your in mind, if you have some doubts about whatever I am saying, you ask the questions. Don't keep in your mind. Or if you have something that, you notice that something is bad in my behavior, and you have to talk to the person immediately, rather than keeping in your mind and then talking behind the back. It should not be. That is what he is saying, that if exchange between the two people who are loving each other should be frank and open. Nothing should be behind the parts. So, revealing one's minds in confidence. So, not in the public, but in confidence. Like you talk to him and, oh, I didn't like this, Prabhuji. Can you please stop this behavior? It will be nice. But that will be in the... Then, akhyati prachyati. Prachyati means inquiring in confidentially, asking again and confidentially. And bhunkte bhojayate chaiva. So if somebody gives you prasad, don't go without prasad. Just take prasad. Probably everybody is requested. Don't go without prasad. If somebody gives you prasad, take it. So bhunkate bhojayate chaiva. Bhunkte means taking, and then offering also. Inviting somebody to your home, cooking the food, prasadam, and distributing the prasadam. So these are the 6 symptoms of a devotee, how you exchange and how you progress in your spiritual life. So he said, Sadaviddhim prati lakshanam. So if you do these 6 symptoms, then you will progress in your spiritual life. So this is the formula of 6. If you are serious enough to progress in your material life or spiritual life, this will help everywhere. So this is the formula of 6 given by Rupa Goswami to progress in the path of bhakti. And Krishna is saying the same thing to Arjuna, that Arjuna, if you cannot control yourself, then these horses will take away your cart randomly. So if you control the horses, then everything will be controlled. So that is what Rupa Goswami has explained more detail in Nectar of Instruction. We do have this book. If you want to read this, you can, the library in case has this book, Nectar of Instruction, you can take the book. But there are many more wonderful instructions in Nectar of Instruction, which help us to progress on the path of bhakti. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Hare Krishna. Yes.
In the 6 things to avoid, the 4th one was while doing any service. Just take it out.
Yeah, here is the...
No.
Avoid.
Avoid.
Okay, sorry. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Practicing the scriptural rules and regulations only for the sake of following them, and not for the sake of spiritual advancement. Or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures, working independently of his...
Whimsically, yeah.
Not the second part. The first part.
Okay.
Only for the sake of following them.
Without understanding, which means that Like if you are doing something just for the sake of doing, then it will not last longer. Like like if we force the kids to come to the temple, and then that's okay.
Is it not good thing if they come to the temple?
Yeah, that's good.
One way we say that even once you come to the temple, even once you chant the holy name, that will bring you close to Krishna.
Right.
And then whether it's done forcibly or whether it's done with your heart. Of course, if it's done with your heart, it's going to take you
longer. Yeah.
It's more means little time will take. If you're doing it forcibly, it's going to take more time, of course. But it does take them to Krishna. So even if they are doing it for the sake of doing it, wouldn't it take them close to Krishna? Why avoid it?
Well, it's not saying that avoid it, but this is an obstacle in your path of bhakti. That if you, initially you can do like that, but then you have to go a little deeper every time, otherwise it is an obstacle. That is what he's saying. That if you do that, then you won't progress further.
But if you're doing it, in fact, it's going to bring you more closer to Krishna. Yeah. That's what I feel.
Absolutely, I agree with you. So it's like doing is better than not doing at all.
Exactly. But doing is better than not doing at all.
So say you are studying the maths, but then you have to progress in the maths, right? Otherwise you can't go to the next grade, right? So that's what Rupa Goswami is saying, that okay, you're doing is good thing. Now please be serious and then do it with understanding. Like that's what he's saying. Otherwise you will stay that level, or maybe you go to the downgrade also. So if you want to progress, then these are the things. But you want to stay, then you can do just for the sake of doing it. Like that. So I hope you agree with that. No, I agree with you. Actually, she's saying is right. Actually,
नहीं उन्होंने जो बोला वो भी बरोबर ही है. That after some time you have to understand why you're doing it. Otherwise, you're going to be at one point itself. You want to go any further than that.
That's a good question. Any other question, Prabhu?
This question was basically for these people. Actually, means they don't ask questions, so I asked on their behalf.
What happened? Why did you laugh? Any seriousness? Okay, no questions? Let's finish that. That's good. No question at all? Okay, I hope nobody went to sleep and it was important. It was useful for all of us. Actually, if you don't have a question, I have a question for you. This will repeat last. So 6 things for achieving the success. So any one of the things which you like the most out of these 6 things. So 6 things to do, 6 things not to do, 6 things which are to be, 6 in the senses to be controlled, and how to exchange. So what do you think, Prabhuji? What is the most practical for you? I will start from here like this. Quickly, 1 second. We have less than 5 minutes to control. What are the 6 things which you think that you can do out of those 24 things?
I would think do whatever you're doing more enthusiastic.
Enthusiasm.
Yes.
Wonderful. So enthusiasm. Take home message for him is enthusiasm. He is already enthusiastic in all the activities, but now I think that enthusiasm will be bouncing out of the roof now. Okay, Prabhuji, what do you think?
Controlling the senses.
Controlling the horses. Very nice. Okay, Prabhuji.
Controlling the senses. That's the hardest part to do. That's what you want to do. But it's very hard to do that.
So how do you do that? What is the secret formula?
Because one of the important steps is satsang.
Satsang, right? Using it for the service of
Krishna.
Every sense. So then its chances of misuse are less. So every sense can be used for service of Krishna. Association is very important, as Prabhuji rightly said. If you are not associating with right kind of people, then chances of going down are higher. Perfect. Prabhuji?
Avoid unnecessary things.
Or like unnecessary things like which are not good. Okay, hey Prabhu, thank you.
Controlling tongue and belly.
Dieting. The easiest way, if you follow Krishna consciousness, basically I'm telling you my experience, that if you follow this bhakti, you will save a lot of money. I'll tell you, those who want to be rich, just follow bhakti. Because I don't go to restaurant, I don't go to bar, I don't go to many movies. Hardly any money I spend. So if you want to save money, just follow bhakti. Prabhuji?
Follow the footsteps of the
Acharyas.
or Granth or
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, wonderful. Yes. Alkamen, anything for you which you found useful?
Devotee yourself to
Devotee?
Krishna.
Association?
Devote yourself like by chanting
Oh, yeah.
name or
So out of those 6 things we talked about. So she's saying following the rules and regulations of chanting. Okay, Badra Prabhu, quickly.
Don't collect more than required.
Don't collect more than required. Actually, that is very important. Don't collect more than required was very good one actually. Everybody of us have more than required actually. And then what do you do if you have more than required? You see, sometimes your salary is more than what you need, right? Use it for Krishna. So you can. There is no objection in collecting. If you get, obviously you're not going to say, please don't give me. If you're getting more salary,
Except gifts.
So you collect more than required, but use it for service of Krishna. Like say, if you have salary $10, then that's okay. You can't contribute more. But if you have more, then you service for Krishna. Neil Prabhu?
Don't eat more than required.
Don't eat more than required. That's a good one. Okay, Sanket Prabhu has come after a long time. Sapan. Sapan. Yes, Prabhuji. Did you get any message from you?
No.
You did?
Always be Krishna.
What did you say?
Just always be Krishna conscious.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
But out of those 6 things, how do you be Krishna conscious? That was the method to be Krishna conscious. When you
just
good association, right?
yeah, just
Come to the
keeping it
temple
in our
regularly. Hardik Prabhu, quickly.
Be more enthusiastic in what you do.
Enthusiastic. Whatever you do, be enthusiastic, right? So maybe material activity or spiritual activity. Just do it with full force. Yes, Prabhu.
Do nice things for people, but don't expect anything in return.
Wonderful. So giving without expectation. So when you give a charity, don't expect that you will get a receipt.
Very true. Very
I'm just
true.
kidding. You will get a receipt. But he is saying he's correct without expectation. Yes. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Divya. Yes, Divya.
be patient.
Be patient. Yes. Patient is very important quality. If you want to be a good administration, a good employee, a good husband, you have to have patience.
We should take the, from you,
Or a wife, Wife is also patient. Sometimes, she tells me that, vacuum karne ka hai, abhi bahut, 3 days she's telling me, I haven't done that. She's patient, Chandraji, what is your message? Accept prasadam and give prasadam. So he's a good person. So he's like to exchange. Nutanji, anything for? Don't talk too much. Very nice.
आप कहाँ बात करते हैं इतना सारा लेकिन?
So she is already following this principle. So not talking too much. But yes, unnecessary talk should be avoided. Unnecessary. You talk when there's a fire in the house, you have to talk and say.
Don't talk.
If you say, I don't talk, then you don't. Similarly, in your life, there is a fire, and that fire is the material fire. And how do you save from material fire? Talk about holy name, chant Krishna's name. That is the material fire. So material fire can only be extinguished by the Krishna's name. But if you don't take the Krishna's name, then you will be burnt in the fire. Like that. So, Ankur Prabhu, anything for you?
Don't eat unnecessary.
Oh, that's good. So you are also controlling the diet. So the best way unnecessary avoiding is that have Krishna's photo wherever you are staying, and whatever you have, offer it to Krishna, vegetarian food of course, and only eat what is offered to Krishna. So when somebody offers you, okay, let's go for pizza, then you'll say, no, this is not offered to Krishna, I cannot take it. So that's the best way. Niharika is hiding, she might have something.
I don't have anything.
You don't have anything? Okay, so all is zero. The last man is out. Anyway, but I know she is shy, but she has taken the bus or whatever is to be taken. Uncle, you want to suggest us something?
One should be able to control the mind, wandering mind. When we come here, if we can divert all our attentions right into this temple, we'll be a better person.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Wandering
Krishna.
of mind.
Wandering of mind, yes, absolutely. Mind control is difficult, but we all have to deviate the mind for the service of Krishna. And that is what we all are doing here. For me also, mind control is difficult. So that's why we take up multiple projects, like one after another. You know, festival is over, then Janmashtami will start, then Navratri will come, and then something, Govardhan Puja will come. So engage our mind in planning the Krishna conscious activity. Otherwise, you will plan something else. So that's good. Thank you so much for answering and participating in the. Oh, we forgot here two wonderful devotees. I'm sorry, I didn't want to. Oh, Chirag Prabhu also left, but anything you want to contribute? What do you think is the most important for you, Haliben and Priyanka Ben?
Understanding what you're doing further.
Wonderful. So do it with understanding. Yes, Priyanka Ben?
Be patient.
Be patient with Father Prabhu.
With Father
And
Prabhu.
Chirag Prabhu, I left. Pardon?
Being involved in Krishna Bhakti.
Okay, well, be part of the activities. And Sneha?
Accept gifts.
Okay,
No,
thank you so
everything
much.
is important. Everything is important.
Thank you so much. So we'll have a prasadam prayer and then we'll go downstairs and take prasadam. Our Luke Prabhu's birthday was yesterday. So let's wish him a happy birthday by saying loudly Hari Bol for him.
Hari Bol.
Luke Prabhu has been a wonderful help for the temple. In this temple, only one devotee who comes most frequently is this Prabhuji. And
Very true, very true.
he not only comes but he helps cleans the whole temple facility. So may Krishna give him a lot of blessings and make him happy and never stop coming to the temple. And our Bhargava Prabhu's birthday we missed on 9th. So wish you a very happy birthday. So let's have prasadam prayer and we'll go downstairs and take prasadam.
Mahaprasade Govinde
Namo Brahmane Vaishnave Swalpa Punyavatam Rajan Vishwaso Neva Chaiti Sharira Vidyajal Jodidayatahika Jiva Fere Vishay Sagare Tara Madhya Jivati Lobo Mae Sudramati Take Jeta Karin Sansari Krishna Bado Dayamai Kori Baru Jivuja Swaprasad Nidilo Bhai Seyanamrita Pao Radha Krishna Gurgao Premi Rakho Chaitanya Tari Chaitanya Chaitanya Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thank you everyone for coming. We will take prasadam and come together at 7:10 for the Aarti. Hari Bol. Thank you. Jaya Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari
Jaya Yashodanandana Rajanarayana
Yashodanandana Vrajananandana
Yashodanandana Rajanarayana
Yashodanandana Vrajananandana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Thank you. We'll read a shloka from Bhagavad Gita today. Before that, we will recite an invocation prayer. We will utter it, inviting all auspiciousness to this place. Prayer is on the screen. We all will recite together. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dudhati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you. We're going to read a shloka from Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, 69th verse. Second chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called as Contents of Gita Summarized. So you can repeat the shloka after me. It's in Sanskrit. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasya jagrati samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato muni. We'll repeat two more times. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato muni. Last time. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato muni. Translation of this shloka. What is the night for all being is the time of awakening for the self-controlled, and the time of awakening for all being is the night for the introspective sage. So here Krishna is instructing to Arjuna about the difference between two classes of man. One is self-controlled man and another is one who cannot control himself, who is driven by the incessant flow of desires. So Purport Srila Prabhupada says there are two classes of intelligent man. One is intelligent in the material activities for sense gratification, and another is introspective and awakened to cultivate self-realization. So there are two types of people on the planet. One is people who wants to enjoy the life, materialistic people, and there are other class of people who are driven by the spiritual desires, spiritual activities. I think last time we talked about how to live a spiritual life. This is the continuity of the discussion from last time. So here, how do you identify who is materialistic, who is living materialistic life and who is living the self-realization life? So here it is mentioned, activities of an introspective sage or thoughtful man are night for the person who is materially absorbed. So if suppose somebody is materially interested, and if you tell him to read Bhagavad Gita, he say, I have no time for reading Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because he thinks that he has so many other things to do in the life. So they will not be interested in reading or practicing any of the spiritual activities. While the materialistic person, whatever he is doing, if you ask the spiritualist to do that, he will say, oh no, I'm not interested. Like if you ask me to go to, like say, or anybody else to go to a pub or a disco theater or somewhere, I will say, no, I'm not interested. Because I don't like that. So, the activities of introspective sage or thoughtful man are the night for the persons who are materially absorbed. And materialistic person remains asleep in such a night due to their ignorance of self-realization. So usually in the morning, Brahma Muhurta between 4:30 to 6 o'clock, which is 6 o'clock is usually the sunrise arises in India. So between 4:30 to 6 is the best time to practice the spiritual activities like yoga, pranayama, meditation, japa. This is the best time. However, most of us are sleeping at that time, isn't it? Because we are not interested in getting up, isn't it? We don't like to get up. But those who are spiritually inclined will get up early in the morning and they will do the spiritual activity. So here it says the introspective sage remains alert in the night of the materialistic man, right? So they will pick up the time and they will do that. Why, between 4:30 to 6, most of the surgeries, they are done early in the morning. Most of the surgery which are planned surgeries, like if you have to, they do it early in the morning, you know that? 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Most of the surgeons, they work very early actually. Because early in the morning, the corticosteroid is a hormone which is produced by the adrenal cortex in your body. The steroid levels are very high in your body, which athletes inject for running faster to get more energy. So early in the morning, the steroid levels are at the peak, cortisol level is at the peak. That's why the surgeries are planned early in the morning. So you can better resist you have more power actually in the morning time because the steroids are higher. If you go to sleep proper time. So that's why it is recommended that all the activities, exercise, it's recommended to do early in the morning because you have more energy at that time because your cortisol is very high. And most of the surgeries are done in the mornings. And the same spiritual activities, if you want to do, that's the best time. But then most of us like sleeping there because the sleep is very dear to us. So you'd say the sage feels transcendental pleasure in gradual advancement of spiritual culture, whereas the man in the materialistic activities, being asleep to self-realization, dreams of varieties of sense pleasure. So most of the time we are dreaming in the morning, I don't know what we are dreaming, but when we are sleeping, So while the person who is spiritually inclined will get up and do the things which are needed to be done like that. Feeling sometimes, so materialistic man who dreams of variety of sense pleasure, feeling sometimes happy and sometimes distressed in his sleeping condition. So sometimes in sleep also you are distressed, right? So we all have this. The introspective man is always indifferent to the materialistic happiness and distress. He goes on with the self-realization activities undisturbed by the material reaction. So the person who is really self-inclined, inclined towards the self-realization, he would not worry about the external factors. Whether it is raining, shining or whatever it is, he will do whatever needs to be done for the self-realization process. And there are varieties of process of self-realization. One of them is the yoga, and today is the International Yoga Day. Many places in the world it is being celebrated. Today is our Father's Day, so two important days today we are celebrating. We have many fathers, right? Hare Krishna. We have a father who gives us the body or the birth, who is our father in this material world. And in the spiritual world, Krishna is our eternal father to whom we owe everything. Whatever we have is because of his blessing. So if you really want to celebrate the Father's Day, that is Janmashtami. But we respect all the days and we remember him every day. There are a variety of yogas, and what we practice essentially is the Bhakti Yoga. So today we are going to talk about the Bhakti Yoga, about which there's a book here. It's called as Narad Bhakti Sutra. This is Narad Muni, and the book is the Sutra. Sutra means the short formulas to success. One-line formula, like Einstein's, we were just talking about E is equal to mc squared, or Newton's law, one-line laws, right? But then that has more explanation, but these are one-line formulas Narad Muni has given. All the shlokas in Narad Bhakti Sutra are one line. So that is why it is called Sutra. Okay, while in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita we have 4-line shlokas. So in Narad Bhakti Sutra, it is called as the secret of transcendental love. So a lot of secrets of transcendental love is nothing but Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga is also called Yoga of Love, and we'll talk about that today. So science and secret of Bhakti Yoga. This book is about that. Anybody has heard about this book, Narad Bhakti Sutra? Okay. So we'll talk about it. Very interesting book, and it's in Sanskrit. We're going to translate it to English.
I think I sold a few of those at the
Festival of India. I hope some of them have read this book. Narad Bhakti Sutra was there. I think we have sold out. We have one copy at home. So what we will do today is that we want to talk about yoga, understand what the process of yoga is all about, and then understand the Bhakti Yoga from Narad Bhakti Sutra. So what is the yoga process? Most of the time we understand yoga as a physical exercise, and we have various asanas, and that's part of yoga, of course, but yoga is something beyond that. What is that yoga beyond that? Anybody wants to participate?
The Atma and the mind.
Okay, good. So what does the yoga word literally mean? Literally mean is union or unity or unite. So the word yoga means the union or unite. Traditional image of yogi is the, you can switch up the light, yeah. This is the one picture of a yogi in India, thousands of years old back. If you imagine a yogi, that's the traditional image of the yogi, where the yogi meditating upon the four-handed form of Vishnu, which is situated within him, and he is not disturbed by the weather or surroundings. And there are many yogis like this also currently existing in India. If you go to Kumbh Mela, you'll find many yogis, they roam around without clothes. They don't have any clothes, and they live like that for many, many years like that.
They meditate even when there's a monsoon going.
Yeah, they follow their things irrespective of the weather. So there are many yogis like that in India still. And the modern day yogis are different. So there are modern day yogis, wearing the stretching exercises. There is called as modern day yoga, called dog yoga. So they do the yoga with the dogs also nowadays.
Downward dog.
And there is another dog yoga posture. And there is a laughter yoga. There is Dr. Kapadia in India who has designed this yoga. And there is a Bikram yoga. And there is a hot yoga. Do you know hot yoga?
Yeah, I took that.
That is the hot yoga. Anybody has done hot yoga? You have done? Okay, there's here one of the studio. The temperature they raise is about 40-45 degrees temperature. Everybody is there in the room, and it's hot and humid, and people are sweating, and they do yoga, and they pay for it. It's called hot yoga. And there are other variety of type, power yoga and kundalini yoga, and different types of yoga. People have devised yoga according to their own convenience, and basically it's a multi-million-dollar business, industry, big industry all over the world. So word yoga is used originally in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna. He's explaining to Arjuna about the different types of yoga. So what is the yoga? So yes, as we talked about, Prabhuji said, yoga is the process called as union, or it's also called as linking or connecting. And so what are we connecting here? What are we uniting? Mind, body, and soul. Okay. Anything else you want to add?
And being at peace with yourself too, like that.
Okay.
Sense of
So Krishna defines yoga in Bhagavad Gita. Yes, it is mind, body, and soul. But along with that, there is a union of soul and super soul.